gear review.
Hey! I tell you what, I am super excited about this one. Super! It's only 10 stores in Australia that sell this product, and there was only one that had it in stock. And I'm flying to Japan very soon, and I wanted to have one of these before I went.
I've now been in Japan for nearly a week now, and I feel like I've had enough time to get to know this monitor. Overall, it is brilliant. It's definitely worth its price, but it's not perfect. It most definitely has its quirks. But before we get to that, we're gonna cut back to me in Australia with my very first thoughts about the monitor.
There is one problem though. I don't actually have the cable to connect it to my camera yet, so I can't. But we can still connect the monitor to my laptop and sort of use it as a very tiny second display, because it's the only thing I can do to use the monitor, and I want to use it. What? I'm gonna buy the cable on Sunday, and today is Tuesday. So it's gonna be a long week.
It is now the following Tuesday, and on Sunday I finally went round to Brisbane and purchased a battery and a really excessively long HDMI cable. It does the job. And because the only actual place that sold that battery nearby was in Brisbane, I also went to go visit my cousin that day. And with that, the very first thing that I actually shot with this new monitor was a montage of him doing some exercise boxing. So I guess here's a little montage of my cousin punching a boxing bag. Using the monitor just made the process of shooting such a breeze. Having waveform rather than a histogram and having all that extra screen real estate. It's fairly obvious that yes, it would make a difference, but wow. The only downside I'd probably have with it is just the extra weight. It's not super heavy, but when you're used to a certain setup and you've added nearly another extra half kilo to this setup, you feel it. You feel it in your arms, you feel it in your muscles. So essentially this new monitor's my new exercise regime or something like that. So yeah, those are my very initial thoughts of the monitor just from the very first day and a bit. Funnily enough, with the way that I've shot this video, I've actually got to go and pack my bags to get ready for the trip to Japan. So I'm gonna go do that now. This is my very first external monitor beyond using my TV screen at home. And of course, I'm thoroughly enthusiastic about that, but it doesn't blind me to the flaws of the Shinobi. And the biggest of flaws is the operating system. It is so poorly planned out. It's just such a terrible user interface. Dare I say it's even worse than Sony menus, and well, they're Sony menus. Atomos seem to like to use symbols more than words, and that's great and all if you know what you're looking for and you know what you're doing, but this is a budget monitor, and with these slight imperfections, it's come to be really annoying sometimes when I'm shooting and I can't find the thing I want to find straight away. And whilst it may sound like I'm nitpicking with these specific little problems, but when you're shooting, especially in the way that I shoot, which is more documentary influenced, if you miss the moment, you've missed the moment. There's no resetting the scene in real life. Being able to be quick and efficient really matters. The biggest and really the only competitor of a monitor of this price and quality is Small HD's Focus Series 5-inch monitor. And whilst I haven't personally used any of the Focus Series monitors, I have some friends that have, and I've watched a couple of reviews, and the OS it's just so much better. You really can't compare. Small HD has this stuff locked down. And really all that's missing from Atomos's software is little things such as pinch to zoom. Honestly, I can't resist myself. I have to expand on this point with a pinch to zoom. I did a test last night when I was hanging out with my friend Kelsey, asking her to try and zoom in with the monitor. And you'll never guess what she did.
Yes,
So,
okay.
how do you zoom? Just zoom in.
I don't know who designed this.
How do you...
Of course she pinched to zoom. It makes sense.
Is there a button?
It makes sense. My 88-year-old grandmother knows that with a touchscreen, to zoom in, you pinch, and to zoom out, you unpinch, or whatever. She knows that. She's 88. Like, really, Atomos, buy an iPhone. But ultimately, it's just software where you find the problems, and that stuff can be fixed with firmware updates. So the other one that's a bit clunky is you can't move the elements around on the screen to where you want them. They can only be in 3 previously selected locations that Atomos have decided for you. And when I have the crop guidelines on, I have to choose between either seeing the waveform or the image, which is just stupid. And with all these complaints, you're probably thinking at this point, why didn't I just go and buy the small HD focus monitor instead? And that's because it costs $200 more, and I think you get less out of it. With the Shinobi, you get a 1080p HD screen, and with the Focus, you get a 720p HD screen, which I would accept if the Focus was cheaper, but it's $200 more expensive. As well as that, the Shinobi is up to 1000 nits and the Focus is 800 nits. The Shinobi uses a full-sized HDMI port and the Focus uses a micro HDMI port. I don't get why they didn't just do a full-sized HDMI port. And to me, those 3 things are fairly important, and the Shinobi does it better than the Focus for cheaper. The only thing that the Focus really does better is the operating system and the fact that you can mount on the sides as well as the top and bottom. But that's not really worth $200, is it? After all, this is a budget monitor and $200 is a lot. And batteries aren't sold included, as well as cables, so you still have to pay for that. And if you have $200 to spend on batteries, you can have better batteries, and yeah. I bought 2 batteries, a battery charger, and I got a free video light out of it. $200 is quite a bit. If Small HD reduced the price of that monitor just by that $200 increment, I think I would have bought it. By the way, I did buy a new cable for the monitor, and it is significantly better than what I had before. Like, it's coiled, and it's nice and compact and cozy. It's still very long, but it's not too long now, so that's an improvement. So why did I buy this monitor? Well, I don't know if I've mentioned it yet in this video, but I'm currently traveling abroad and, well, you can't really fit a TV in your hand luggage. So I needed something a little bit more compact that would allow me to monitor these kind of shots. Half of filmmaking are the images that you shoot. And the better you can see what you're shooting, the better you can shoot. But I didn't want to buy something that was cheap that I would just use for traveling. So I wanted to get the cheapest high quality monitor I could find. And there was really only one monitor for me that fit that description. Atomos have a great reputation for making great recorders combined with monitors. And this is their first sort of just budget, just monitor, no recorder included. Would I recommend this monitor to anyone looking to buy one? I'm not really sure. I think it depends on the style of filmmaking that you do. To me and my style, it's made a massive difference, and I'm definitely happy that I purchased this monitor. And as much as it sounds like a cop-out to say this, it's really case by case with each scenario. Different filmmakers shoot in different ways. For run-and-gun, documentary, vlog, travel style filmmaking, this monitor is brilliant. It is lightweight and durable, and it does the job. Be it that the job that it's best suited to is just simple monitoring for exposure and focus, that's just what some people need. Just that. It's a simple use monitor. And if you're shooting anything more complex, if you're shooting with broadcast or cine cameras, you'd probably want to invest in a better monitor, honestly. I recommend it to certain people. I don't recommend it to others. It's a great way to conclude the video, but that's the way it is. Yeah, that's how we're gonna end this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see the new video that I release next Saturday in this area that I currently am. I'm by Mount Fuji at the moment. It's just over there, hidden by clouds. It's very cloudy, if you can't tell. I haven't seen Fuji yet in all the time that I've been here. I'm gonna be very disappointed if I don't see Mount Fuji. And if you can't wait a whole week, make sure to follow me on Instagram. My username is Danilo Allen. I post there pretty much daily. Check it out. And yeah, make sure to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe, favorite, add it to a random playlist, do whatever you want. You know the drill.
I don't really like unboxings. I think they're really boring. Because it's just a box, and the only thing you really care about in the box is this. This is all you care about, really. And it is bit of foam, bit of manual, cable.